8 years into Russia's annexation attempt against Crimea and the occupation of part of Ukraine's east, on February 24, 2022, Russia launched a full-scale invasion of the neighboring country, branding the campaign a special military operation. Putin's plans to capture Kyiv in a 3-day blitz offensive failed. In nearly a month, the remaining units of the invasion force, defeated in the north, shamefully fled back to Russia via Belarus, snatching loads of property looted from the Ukrainians. Heavy fighting is currently ongoing in the eastern and southern parts of Ukraine. The armed forces of Ukraine are fiercely fighting for every inch of their land. The KRYNKY documentary covers the events following a unique military operation where the Ukrainian Marines forced the Dnipro on boats and seized control of the bridgehead in the village of KRYNKY. This is a story of soldiers from the 126th Separate Territorial Defense Brigade of the 30th Marine Corps who defended the village after practically nothing was left of it besides the name on the map. This is just one small story of heroism out of thousands of similar plots unraveling along the front lines every day. This is a story of surviving hell and coming back alive. What is KRYNKY anyway? This is a bridgehead perhaps just 2,800 meters wide and 800 meters deep. At the same time, 74, maybe 76 bombs, cobs are dropped there every day. No factories there, no large buildings where you could hide from these cobs. Just for you to get the picture, this is just one random day of combat, a rusty one. We cut off the enemy's supply routes to the island and of course pushed back their manpower. I'd say that our positions were small in terms of rifle battles. They'd rather have 4 men at each position, and throughout their stay there, they'd kill platoon worth of enemy personnel, operating in such small teams. If you compare 4 soldiers and a platoon, you see the difference. You know, I'll say from my own experience, you get into your den, a hole you dug, at night, and you visualize that there was a part of a raft and a fence somewhere to your left, and something resembling a building, a house, was to your right. Then you get out of your hole, and it's all mixed up, as these piles have been rearranged overnight. That's because cobs are really massive, let alone constant enemy strikes involving Grad MLR systems, barrel artillery of various calibers, mortars, or AGS. I don't even mention that. Yep. All that shit tried to kill us. When 3 enemy planes had been downed, cobs were no longer hitting us. But by that time, the buildings in the area had already been mutilated to such an extent that the mission turned into a kind of survival quest on the other bank. So, this is our garbage. And over there, I can't point a flashlight there. So, this is where we live. We sleep here. Here's our ammo, and we nap there. During the 9 days that I was there, we saw a record use of cobs against just one part of KRYNKY. It was about 60 to 70 bombs a day. I'd say that life is incredibly short. If you don't appreciate it, it ends in the blink of an eye. So appreciate every minute. Hugs, y'all. Glory to Ukraine. As for me, the first time I was going into KRYNKY was epic, scary. As soon as you enter KRYNKY, you immediately find yourself in the cauldron, because there is no evacuation. And if there is, it's definitely not now. Not when you need it, not immediately, but in a while. It may come in a day or up to a month, no one knows. Here's some late night war for you. This was an impact, we're working now. That's it, watch. We're going in. I'm on it. Yeah, we're watching. The situation is complicated due to that terrain. The river is in the way, logistics are severely disrupted. It's difficult to bring people in or take them out of there. We pass along the road of life. Something goes that way, and something the other. For us, the mission is to get everyone there, drop them off alive, and bring them back with minimal losses. I never failed. I brought everyone safe and sound. It was an extremely difficult operation in terms of logistics, first of all. Because forcing a river is the most difficult kind of mission, and only a few units around the world specialize in such operations. However, we set up our logistics quite successfully, changed some things, sort of cheated a bit, successfully made it to the other bank and regained the positions. But unfortunately, we faced the fact that we had not enough men to hold and strengthen that many positions after we took them. We went into KRYNKY in November. It was always difficult with logistics in KRYNKY from day one. The enemy employed aviation really actively, including COBs. We couldn't bring in the planned number of personnel, only a little over a platoon, so we took up defense on a certain street, and I commanded that unit. So I arrived, it was somewhere in the afternoon. My first drop-off was after dinner. I got to the shore, people hopped off, I got some other guys on board and took off. And then I thought, wow, is that it? But then things really went down. I once experienced some 40 near hits. All kinds of stuff. A tank fired on me, I saw Grad rockets hit the water. I pretty much saw everything. It was difficult, but really interesting though, as the situation there changes by day. One day you have some sort of backup, some comrades up front and in the back, and after a few hours it turns out that you're already alone. There's no one around because everyone's already been killed. They would storm us every day, evenings, daytime, mornings, and maybe sometime in the afternoon. What's their motivation? We once captured a Russian soldier, found his phone and saw that his salary was 13,000 rubles. Is money their motivation? I don't know about that. I wouldn't find for that kind of money. We also found some kind of nutrient they ate, some sort of grass. They really go there like cannon fodder. You take them down, they regroup, and once again they flow in like fodder. I don't know why, but I'd say they learn from their mistakes. First time, they went for an assault, we took them down, and they realized that there was someone there. So, they came the next day, reconnoitered our position, and already stormed us from two sides. Then they employed tear gas, grenades, hit the building. They already knew what to do, so they became more professional, but a big kudos goes out to our drone operators. Falcon helped us, doing what was needed in advance. Show me the Russian azimuth. How do I get there so that I don't do circles? I need to know the approach path. Here they are, motherfuckers. Let me show you. It's them here, you see that? I will work via this monitor so we can all watch together. Here he is, a bus. He's somewhere right next to the bus, look. Oh, there he is, look. It is difficult, but drones helps us a lot. We have some really cool drone operators, top level. I think even several levels higher than the enemies. And I had this thought, it's good that our guys don't fight against us because they're just awesome. They help us a lot. When 5 or 6 enemy soldiers approach our positions some 30 to 40 meters, almost none of them survives. Perhaps 1 or 2 flee, even leaving their rifles behind. That's so cool. There were moments when drone operators were late to warn us, but then we had to engage on the spot. But in general, our drone guys are top-notch. Do you see that smoke? Yeah, the smoke will be on your way. You may miss. You may have our mine land in the wrong place. Mortar! Fire in the hole! Here, look. We see smoke. You see that, right? Yeah, let's go toward that smoke. Yes, now, smoke is landmark. Walk toward that smoke, away from the bus, direction 4 hours, maybe 5. Here's the blue bus, here it is. Let's go in. Go, go. Yeah. Yes. We throw it. Look. We've already thrown it, look. Oh, it's close. Close again. Watch out, they may get out of there. If needed, we'll come back with a heavier payload. For me personally, it was probably the most difficult mission among all my deployments. Mentally, psychologically, and physically. I was going through some mental issues. That's why it was hard. But yeah, it is a great experience, incredible experience for the future. Assaults. Honestly, I was scared of grenades. I avoided this stuff because after the 7th, I was a bit shaky. After my comrade got injured in the ice, I would just try to calm myself down. Someone gave me pills to tackle that anxiety, so I was taking those. They hurled loads of tear gas grenades at our position, and our guys' eyes struggled profusely from that gas. And a few days ago, the same position was hit by an RPG grenade, and the one in charge almost lost his sight from the flash. Just the other day, we brought him more medicine, some drops, so that he could at least see a little. Although it was rather to relieve his pain and inflammation. The mine landed right outside the window and I couldn't see for 3 days. Also, my ear membrane burst. Now everything's dim. I have -6 sight and it rings in my ears. Anyway, I guess I'll be fine. For the most part, all our supplies were delivered in the dark hours. See, during daytime it's easier, but more dangerous. It's all because of their FPV drones. They constantly monitor us throughout the day. We're totally visible. But at night we can still do something little by little. They can only hear us, but they don't always see. My work is related to boats. That's because I was around boats since I was 12. I grew up by an estuary. I'm a fisherman, so that's how I became a boat driver here. I should have listened to my mom. Keep your note sheets at hand, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's scary, it always is. No matter how many missions you do, it will always be scary. A drone guides you, your radio is constantly on, everyone monitors you, telling you where to turn, where to pick up the evacuees, where to drop people off. My specific task is to bring in infantry, drop them off, then pick up evacuees, and do all this with minimal losses. All kinds of things happen. Sometimes I would go there to take our guys, the wounded, and FPV drones would attack the boat on my way back. Well, thank God the boat is okay. The boys had already been heavily wounded, but I still brought them back. They're safe and sound now. They go, "Thanks bro, you saved us." All kinds of things happen. And there would be days when you transport 2, 3, or 4 wounded, and then you just drive this thing, fall asleep right here on these stretchers, and then you think, how did I do this? We're here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Yikes. How much time passed since you were wounded? It was 7 this morning. Do we put him on the stretcher? Yeah, the stretcher. Let me hold on to your legs. Come on, let's go. Come on, bro. Watch the railing. Good. You got it? Lower it down. Yeah, we got it. That's it, you made it. Listen, don't fall asleep, please. You don't need to fall asleep now. I remember very well how we evacuated that wounded guy who was gravely injured. So we were on our way, giving him shots right there. So we are on our way back, and I look out of this window and I see this dawn, these sunflowers. Such joy. And you just ride and stare. Sunflowers, dawn. My dear Kherson region, where I used to hike and go kayaking. I really love these places, so it hurts so much that they are now destroyed. These villages lie in ruins. These children who live here, who went through occupation, saw the Russians and their atrocities. I want everything to go back to how it was before. On the approach, we control the bank. Is that clear? We act quickly and carefully. Try to avoid open areas. The enemy has a single reconnaissance drone, possibly with an explosive payload. First of all, they see us because they always have birdies hanging there, and also the noise of our engines can be heard from far, so they already know that something's coming there, and they deploy FPV drones and just wait. We maneuver for safety, we constantly change direction and speed, so yeah, we try to maneuver. You will have mortar support. If you need, haul in the mortar. We will go in a group. We pass the whole route as a group. I don't know, maybe we'll have to take the boats. Not difficult at all, especially in training. Actually, this group right here has plenty of combat experience, although they gained it in slightly different circumstances. Therefore, if they tackle their laziness, these people are really prepared. They're a bit jumpy now, but that's always the case. They will deliver on a mission. I see that. I fought alongside some of them, so I know that they'll do everything right. Your task is to take the Lisa position. Occupy, clear, report. For example, we have another team that had little experience, but after they trained, they got better, and they hugely upped their skills. As for me, they've done more work here than those with combat experience. And they now perform much better in these conditions because they understand things. They try to fix their mistakes quicker than those who say, "Ah, been here, done that." You've got your rifle created by God to kill motherfuckers. You've got your voice to convey information and whatnot. You've got massive balls. I know that all of you really delivered in KRYNKY. This is another unit that we also trained. I instructed them just yesterday. They were supposed to go on a mission yesterday. They didn't go though, as the area was being heavily hit. Anyway, I instructed them yesterday. I just want to be sure that they see and understand what they're doing. When I go out there to pick up the boys who've been there for a long time, this gives me both the desire and motivation to actually bring them back. You take them out of there and they pray to you as if you're God. They wait for their driver. They really wait for me. A driver who gets the boat to the other side is everything for them. At first, we had no clue it was possible to go to KRYNKY and back on a boat. When the Marines met us, they said, "Follow us." We didn't know how far we have to go. We walked and walked and walked, some 7 kilometers. Every time we would stop, the weight we carried on our backs was somewhere around 130, 140 kilograms. And all the time you just sit down, then you have to get up, then duck, then get up again. And we had to hide, fall in swamps, or just off the path and walk on again till evening. It's like a village, a swamp, a village again, and then there's a road by the village, and that road is under fire all the time, all types of weapons. We couldn't just sit down and chill. They would immediately tell us to get up and run again. So we ran and got fired at, we ducked and got fired at anyway. I tore up my pants. Look, here they are, my fairy pair. So I just patched them. Your lucky pants! Right, anyway, 7 of us ran into a big house, a yellow one. and then their tank started shooting. They opened massive fire. Wiseman here. Over. We also forced the Dnipro to support the infantry. We were there for a few days, operated as waterman and as infantry. We helped the wounded, carried them for evacuation. We helped the guys from the left bank, where the distance to our island was just dozens of meters. So we helped them evacuate. We carried boats, inflated them, saw some of them destroyed as fire pressure was really high there. I'd say we performed over the top of our capacity. Together, my team and the infantry. The last several times there was 3 types of shit that came. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and now look, they brought these beauties right here. Heard this one? They're targeting us now for sure. It's coming our way, them fuckers. Record this. That they're hitting us, right? That is close. Maybe 100, 150 meters or so. We were shooting this literally from the dugout. Now I'll show you how this motherfucker got punished by a big brother. Now you'll see ammo detonate. Here it comes, here it comes. It got smashed. It was a D-30 artillery piece. It was such a nuisance, but not anymore. Not anymore. Closer. Hello, father. A little closer to the positions. Wow. This is really fucking close. And it hit the fucking toilet. That toilet's probably gone. We'll check it out later. Yeah. Yes. The worst thing is when your friends or brothers come under fire. You worry more about them, not about yourself. It's them. That drone mission was about demining. We carried an explosive payload to demine the river for logistics. And then we got a call. Someone said the enemy was approaching our position. Thank God we hadn't dropped anything but that point. So we pulled up there and repelled the enemy assault using our explosives that were supposed to be employed for river demining. And then I flew that drone with no payload over the Russians' heads all across KRYNKY, effectively chasing them away from our position. We decided sometimes we would use our reconnaissance and strike drones in order to deliver stuff. I will say for myself that when it was just all starting, my group and I came under fire during landing. We had a wounded guy named Bodya from the moment we left the boat. So we all hopped off that boat as quickly as possible, and I had to just dive into that river for safety at that point. When we got to the designated position, I was soaking wet. So our guys would then use drones to get me hats, pants, and everything else I needed at that moment. Let's go! We now fly to KRYNKY, feeding our boys on the other side. We do supplies, using FPV drones to deliver food, water, medicine, whatever they might need. We ask what they need, and then we fly in. In February, we worked 27 days out of 29. For just 2 days, we remained grounded to adverse weather. We covered nearly 6,300 kilometers, bringing a total of 1,480 kilos of food, water, and other cargo to the other bank. Here's a list of products for 8 people for a day. This is what our guys ordered for KRYNKY. 2.426 kilos, plus a bracket to prevent overload, so that the drone is stable. This will also be delivered. This is how it gets packaged. A bracket is attached from above, and then the drone flies to the other bank. Let's go! Not too bright? What about now? Is this an interrogation? Glory to Ukraine! So, this is how we live. Metro. We're now flying there to feed our boys. They're really hungry there. This video will show you how our heroic pilots, drone operators feed us fighters in advanced positions with the help of FPV drones. Falcon, I see it. Ready to meet it. Closer, closer, closer. We use FPVs to deliver stuff to every position, flying right up there so that they can almost grab it, so that they don't have to get out of their safer location, so that they don't expose themselves too much. Here comes the drop. Awesome. You're the best, Falcon. Thanks. Bon appetit. We'll come again. Roger. And now, the heroic couriers in the shape of platoon commanders are picking up what was dropped to us before getting back to their position. So, these are our positions. All nice and tidy. We just cleaned up yesterday. And here are the soldiers who've long been waiting for that package. Our guys don't reach out to us directly, they turn to a duty officer. Every day an officer on duty fills out an application, and according to this application he tells us what we need to get and send to the boys. Here comes the package, it's coming, let's go! Oops! Well done, Falcon! Did it work? Did it crash? Where is it anyway? Did it fly off? Did it? Did someone hit it? We have, or rather had, one drone, Model 8. It has completed 368 delivery missions. One mission is 11 kilometers. It had 111. Then it was taken down by an e-warfare system falling somewhere in the KRYNKY. But our guys recovered it, so it was back on the job soon. The second longest running drone made 248 flights. So they would fly 11 kilometers, roughly speaking. That's one way. Falcon is awesome. We enjoyed it. It delivered gas masks for us after we got hit by tear gas, and the operator said we would find gifts in both masks. So I opened that mask and I say, guys, there's 3 burgers there. There were 2 more in the other mask. We had a special order yesterday. There was an order for shawarma, but we didn't find any, so we sent our boys some burgers. Then one day, 3 or 4 days before our rotation, he dropped us some Pepsi. Class act. We ate and drank so fine. Sometimes he would even drive around the area and buy us sweets with his own money. The boys asked for crab sticks to make some salad. Once they ask for onions, also cigarettes, e-cigarettes, you know, all the time. Also, a book. They just wanted to read something, so they asked for one. But they insisted that it be in Ukrainian, so we scrambled to find a book for them, but it's hard to find one in the village. Finally, we found a book about hetmans and sent it off. They read it in one day, and the next day they wanted another book, also in Ukrainian. Over time we figured out where to get books, ordered some and sent them off. So that's how they had fun there, reading books. Stop, stop. A bit forward, just a bit. Drop it. Get your package. Great, thanks. Let's go, let's go, let's go. In February, with the help of FPV drones, these guys delivered almost 2 tons of humanitarian aid, including food, to that bank, 2 kilos per flight. This is almost 45 to 50 kilos a day. So, humanitarian missions are their priority. Only after that, if they have time and ammo, do they also engage the enemy in parallel lines. But their main mission is delivered. They practically live in their launch positions. If needed, they go shopping themselves to buy everything. That's how we roll. We have this family type battalion, if you wish. These are the guys who've been here with us from the very start. We don't have situations where the guys need something delivered, get on the radio saying they need some medicines or cigarettes, and operators say something like, "Who will provide them to me? How do I get this all?" We first do everything we can, and then, if there's a need, we sort things out later. And that's actually cool. That's what surprised a lot of people from other units when they see this. How come we do things this way? It's awesome when none of our people have such questions. I used to have this feeling, well, all pilots, all FPV operators, they kill our enemies. And you realize your job is, well, to drop off some sausage, bread, stuff like that. Nothing to brag about, really. However, I believe I'm doing the most important work I've done in my entire life. I haven't done anything more important. It's just that when you start talking about KRYNKY, you feel this void inside. When you remember what the settlement looked like before and see how it looks like now. When a pilot flies over KRYNKY, he usually flies along some landmarks, but there are no more landmarks there. There used to be a roof of a certain color somewhere or a wall. There's nothing left at all. There wasn't even any debris left from the walls. That's how mauled it is now. We had our position hit and the cable got severed again. The mast was affected a little, and all this must be fixed, because tomorrow we have to go on missions again. Our position is sort of exposed a bit, so it gets hit every 2 to 3 days. And after each big hit, stuff has to be fixed or redone from scratch. We were also flying throughout winter. Sometimes the weather was too bad, so nobody could fly there. And also, there was this ice problem. Sometimes the drone would be covered with ice, 1 centimeter thick. Here's a video so that you understand. Look, the camera's iced up. And in such conditions, we didn't see anything through the cameras. We had the screen, but it's like flying blind, only using navigation. That is, you remember some terrain features, some paths, some sort of a line, that's how you fly. Sometimes you try to wipe them, sometimes we rub in some lard. We rub some sausage fat into the camera lens because water freezes on it and immediately turns into ice. It's impossible to operate. Thin layer of sausage fat. This is how we pack stuff for our guys on that bank. Seryoha here, twisting and turning stuff, installation for feet. And the main guy in this whole scheme who delivers these gifts is our pilot, Terror. Falcon's work. I'll have to. Jump. Special thanks to the 126th Brigade and its drones for this wonderful package. We love you, respect, we can't live without you. Thank you. Thanks. There's a lot of people there, real men made of iron. You talk to them, you feed them. You feel like a mama bird that rushes to her little chicks to feed them. That kind of feeling. And when you later learn some of them are gone, it's really sad. Let's go get some water. We used to take water from a well. We would throw a small bucket with a rubber band inside, and once it hits water, the rubber band springs up and water gets into that bucket. Once it's full, the rubber band does its job and a valve is created. So we threw the bucket into that well. I was there with a Marine guy, and then a grenade went off right next to us. I felt that some angel, I'm telling you, it was real. It threw me 2 meters away from the impact site. When I came back to senses, I immediately looked at my hands, saw that everything was fine, and the guy who was next to me was hit only in the shoulder. A shrapnel piece pierced his eyes. His face was all black. So we got out of there. The guys saw us in their flashlights, and all was good. I seriously felt that there's such power, like, I don't know. I have a guardian angel on my back now. I tattooed Archangel Michael all over my back. When I go somewhere, my back burns and I feel this energy. The Oleshki Forest. It's coming. Time to get the fuck out of here. This hell clearly manifests itself in logistics. You just have to make it there and then return. I was very anxious when my group was about to pull out of the area. At first the idea was that half of the group leaves and I stay behind with the rest of the guys, and then we leave too. But a jet artillery strike hit the boat, so we had none to use in order to return. So we postponed the withdrawal until next day. I couldn't even sleep for more than a day, no matter my fatigue or whatever. I just couldn't. It's just this withdrawal. I understood that everyone in my group was alive. Just one lightly wounded guy who was hit in the leg by a drone. But we just patched up that wound, disinfected it, and everything was fine. He could walk alright. He didn't even go to hospital afterwards. Alright, you go ahead, get to the boats and wait there. When I get on the boat, I always read a prayer. I ask God for everything to work out. Everything. We were pulling out under enemy fire. The boat drivers from the neighboring unit were waiting for us in the water. Real tigers, these guys. That's infrared. Turn one radio off, they're jamming it. I see. They're going far. The Marines just passed by. He's walking back. He took some pencils there. What a boss. Come on. This is our birdie. Here it comes. And this one was an FPV. Give me speed, come on. Let's go. The driver is in charge of the boat. It doesn't matter who else is there. They all have to obey his orders. If the driver feels insecure, this will affect his performance. He will keep forgetting to lift or lower the engine when needed or maneuver in certain places. In general, he should feel he's fully in charge. This is the most important thing. The main rules are about the right movement, the right kind of maneuvers, quick turns, docking and departure. Go. Let's go. Oh shit. Let's go. Why did we halt? Let's go, guys. Let's go. Why did we halt? Fuck. Should we just walk straight? Keep a distance. Away from each other. These emotions when pulling out a KRYNKY, I don't know. It's as if you died, were sent to hell, and then from hell, you were sent back to life. I don't know what I can compare it to. This is just a really powerful experience. You just believe in the best. You know that after this, everything will be over. You'll already be on the right bank, where you can relax a little. Moreover, that exit of ours was pretty light, real calm, and the boat driver performed perfect. I don't know how to say it, he's a master of his craft. Someone said it was his first time here though, but it was truly amazing. Going through those curves and slides, just a great guy, really awesome. Our entries to the area have always been brutal, as have my exits. And this was also a brutal one, because they fired almost everything at us. FPVs, AGS, mortars, all kinds of stuff. The river was literally boiling. Lots of fun, definitely. But that time we were coming out of there was with ease. This is probably the only time I actually enjoyed the fact that I was already going home. Because when we were entering, the scenery around was so gray, and now everything was so green, so I really enjoyed it. Seagulls flying around, some other birds, so beautiful. I could literally smell life for sure. Everything felt so beautiful to me, everything was so green. I have no words to express this. They came back and took us away from there. I was really happy to make it. Back to my team. Really happy. What's up? Everyone able to walk? All's fine. All good as it should be. I don't know how to describe it. We are defending our home, and rather it's just heroism of people who are ready to go through hell for victory. It's precisely what I wrote in that song. We are here in KRYNKY so that our loved ones never see nights we see in KRYNKY.
Перемотати би час, де живий кожен із нас. Воїн піде до кінця, виконує наказ.